Hey, I'm Nobilineal, doing some test plays today, so I'm going to be running your map here. Yatak Saskuchilsya. Yeah, totally botched that, which I think you had. The translation is I miss you so much. We're going to call it that. Yeah, looks like you're just kind of looking for general feedback. Some blocks are questionable. And then the only thing is you give some examples, but I'm not looking at it in the editor, so I don't know if I'll be able to know exactly where they are, because I'd have the times, not the block numbers. So if I see anything weird, I'll let you know. Couple things is I don't play normal maps myself, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I am doing a lot of down mapping, and for example, I get my dad to test play my normal level map, so I'm gonna kind of think of it like what feedback he would give me. So like I said, take with a grain of salt. You might need to get a second opinion from someone who plays this level of maps, but if I find any big issues, I'll point them out. Running your map through the map checker, that node jump speed is very, very high for normal, and the jump distance is really high, probably to offset it. And that does put your reaction time kind of on the low side in like the 930s. So I'll play it as it is and just kind of see, but we're probably going to have to take those numbers in a bit and check the comments, because I'll post a link to the map checker, and I can give you some suggestions for numbers that would probably be more appropriate for a normal level difficulty. Also, the map checker said there were lots of double directionals, so that can potentially be acceptable for a normal map depending on where they are and if they're intentional. So we'll see how it plays and then we'll comment on that. So starting now. So that might be fine. Oh, sorry, I changed the lights for a previous play, so let me turn that off, because I was like to try to do things like normal the first try. Okay. Yeah, so that's a reset on red and then on blue, so you don't want that. Yeah, these are resets. That's a pretty unfriendly pattern for normal. Especially because it wasn't set out, like I had to come back in, and it's not like the previous note was set out with my arm out in the first place. So that's pretty unfriendly. Oh, what was that? I think those were all resets. Hang on. 30 seconds or so. Oh, I think okay, yeah, so that's, those resets are too quick, and not labeled with, like, as bomb resets. Yes, these are... So, I mean, if you really want to keep that, that's possible, but I would probably space them out, like maybe have you going across the map or something. But honestly, I would probably just turn the middle one into an up, because those are really fast, to have a reset. Also, yeah, this does feel really fast for normal, so I'm gonna play with the numbers. So for normal difficulty, you probably want like an 11, and note jump distance probably like 25-ish. That should get your reaction time up a little bit over 1,000, which is, I think, more what you want. Yeah, but that's not indicated, so I would definitely change that. As a general rule of thumb, too, you want to avoid diagonal notes on normal. You're doing a good job. You're not putting notes in the top row. If you put notes in the top row, mark them with a dot to make it easier to hit. You want to avoid diagonals and just kind of use the cardinal directions like up, down, left, right. And yeah, like this is okay having the out in, but I would move it like this, the in note more to the middle of the track, right? So like have your player go out and then in, and visually just have the note more in the track. Yeah, some resets here. It might just be that it's not complete yet, but I would put something there, like walls or... That note's pretty unfriendly for normal. those red notes felt a little mistimed. Yeah, same. Those red notes at the end there felt mistimed. Yeah, a little too fast for resets. Yes, I don't know if the timing is off. Those red notes were a little unfriendly. Yeah, so this is fine to have resets there because there's like a big gap. So yeah, like a normal level player probably is going to reset there because there's a big break there. Yeah, so you can do those horizontal notes, but I would just move them in so that you're like coming across the playing field instead of keeping the player out to the side. Like I do that in my normal level maps all the time. Like what I'll do is I'll have like the first one start out here and have the rest be on the bottom row down here. It would just like, it would have exactly the same feel, but just make it a little bit more friendly. Some of the notes felt weird there. I can't tell if it's because you're trying to map the lyrics. I find that's really hard to do on normal. Like, it's usually better to map something that's a little bit more consistent, like the background beat. Also, that was a really fast reset on the red there. But like, I find it's better to map normal maps to the background beat instead of to the lyrics. Because the thing is, the lyrics can often have things where like you get off time. And for normal level players, that can be harder. Like, it's just better to like, especially because there's like a nice consistent beat in the background here. Like the drums would be like something really great to map. And that would give you something to map during these quiet parts too. Because if you're not mapping the lyrics, then there's kind of no point to have those quiet parts. Oh, those felt all off timing. Yeah, that set felt all off. Yeah, that felt off timing. Well, yeah, that felt all off timing. Yeah, like I said, I like this as resets. Because there's like a big break. Sorry. Of course, it cuts when I'm recording. I don't know if you've thought about walls at all, but this key change part would be a really great time to do something different, right? So I think having walls would really, that note was a little unfriendly, would really make this part stand out. Like, especially when it's like slow. Timing felt a little weird there. Yeah, timing felt a little weird. yeah, that in note, a little unfriendly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, like, definitely some issues, that I think would need to be fixed. I think the big thing with resets on normal difficulty is, like, they can be allowed, but they typically should be after, like, long gaps. The other thing is, when players are gonna reset, typically what's going to happen is they're going to reset to their arms up, right? So if you're going to have resets where the next note is a down note, that tends to be pretty acceptable for normal. A couple things that I noticed is some of the resets were resetting to an up note. So for example, like you had it a little bit at the end there, where you'd play an up note and then the next note is an up note, and that's a bit more of an awkward reset on normal difficulty, unless it's like set with bombs, because the player's going to naturally want to be in the up position anyway. So then to force them to go back into a down position feels a lot more awkward than if the player's already down and it forces themselves to go back into an up position. So, like I said, I don't know how many of those resets were intentional. I feel like there was probably too many, and probably most of them weren't intentional. Like I said, that's just me. So I might be wrong on that, but that's just kind of the impression that I got. So I'm going to post a link to the map checker, and it'll point them all out. And then basically you can decide which one of them you like intend to keep and which ones you want to get rid of. Because I think, like, again, it doesn't have to have perfect parity and flow, but I think it needs to have a little bit more flow, because it just felt a little jarring at times, like especially when the reset was making me go back down to go up for the second note in a row. Other than that, like you saw what I did to the note jump distance, that made it feel like much more like a normal level map to me. But other than that, I don't think there's any vision blocks or weird issues. Like maybe a couple of the patterns were a little unfriendly for normal level difficulty, but I talked about that as we went through. So if you have any questions, obviously let me know, but otherwise I hope that helps.